What's up, guys? This is Rossi, and I'm with the Music Corner guy. And today we are pitting two albums together, two very decorated, very well renowned albums, given that one just came out a few days ago. Nonetheless, by Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, we are pitting together Alfredo 1 versus Alfredo 2. Now, just a bit of context with both albums. Alfredo 1, very, very great album. It was Grammy nominated and it has a very concise and a very great storytelling album. It's very um I wouldn't say diluted, but it has a very calm vibe. It feels like a calm before a storm with the way that it's very impeccable, especially with how Freddie delivers his vocals and verses on this album. And with Alfredo too, it just came out, so no nominations yet, of course. But given from the receptions and our thoughts on the album, it has been fantastic to say the least. A very incredible album, nonetheless. But to start off this battle, though, we are going to have some pointers here that we're going to display out and sort of pit these two albums together with these points that we have. And we'll start off with the production. Now, I want to give the floor to you, Music Corner guy. Please provide us with your production thoughts with both albums.
Okay, so for me, in terms of production overall with both albums, yeah, Alchemist, he is really effective at world building with these dusty jazz and soul infused instrumentals that he used with both Alfredo 1 and a few Japanese samples on Alfredo 2. But yeah, for me, right off the bat, bro, the beats and production is better on Alfredo 1, in my opinion. I guess maybe Al might have been somewhat restricted with the beats for Alfredo 2 since he had to add a Japanese aesthetic to the production as well. It may not have given him the range of beats he could have used like he did on Alfredo 1. Because when making Alfredo 2, I'm sure he was thinking this, okay, this has to sound Japanese or somewhat Japanese. But with Alfredo 1, he just had to draw from mafia rap, luxury rap, coke rap, as such, I feel like the beats are more consistent with the tone of Alfredo 1 because since he had to maintain a Japanese aesthetic, he was kind of limited because a Japanese beat may not sound mafia or gangster or luxurious or anything. So there are sometimes where it's like, okay, on Alfredo 2 with the production, it just feels mafia-esque or luxurious or something. Then all of a sudden there's some beat that just sounds a little Japanese-ish, like Mario Lago or A Thousand Mountains, the final track on the album. So yeah, because some of the beats pretty much just sounded like a kung fu movie, and sometimes too, like some of the beats actually they just sound like a kung fu movie on Alfredo too. Like they didn't actually just sound like mafia type or luxurious or whatever. It's almost like he just thought, okay, it has to sound Japanese. What is Japanese fighting martial arts Japanese? Then he just looked up or searched for some Japanese music or type beats or something that he could sample and put on the album. Yeah, but with Alfredo 1, like I actually felt. He pretty much just stayed on board and stuff, and I bought into the whole mafia drug money type thing and stuff, and he really did do the luxury rap aspect of the album as well. Like I really felt like I was on a boat with that I bought or something with like mafia drug money that I got on Scotty Beam, or like I was in a shootout chase scene or something like on Lucas. Like it maintained that grit, sorry. Plus, the beats are more creative on Alfredo One for me too. Like where are you gonna get a beat that the way where are you ever gonna hear a beat that sounds like baby shit? I like that, for me that's like one of the more unique rap albums that I've heard this decade, and quite frankly, maybe probably of all time and stuff. So yeah, production wise, I'd definitely give it to Alfredo One. Plus, it's just like there's a much wider array of types of beats that you hear on Alfredo One. Like you get the super dreamy and chilled, sort of like kind of like a high feel with "Look at Me" and stuff, and then you get that really hardcore hip hop instrumental from God Is Perfect. So yeah, for me overall in the production, I'm gonna definitely give it to Alfredo One. They had the luxury, they had the mafia rap, and it's just more consistent and unique for me. What about you though?
Yeah, I'm gonna also give the production to Alfredo one. It stands out a lot more. It's a lot more grimy. It feels a lot more consistent with the way that it's seamless over together. Even though there is some beats that may be slightly different from the songs and whatnot, you can still tell the sort of impact that both Freddie and especially the Alchemist brought on with the production of the album. Of course, on this regard. In terms of Alfredo 2, it seems a lot more moodier. It has this moodier vibe, even though it does have the same aesthetics with it being a more gangster rap or a more mafia rap type of album. There are still hints and bits here where where Freddie, at least, or the beat itself, I should say, a lot more vulnerable for Freddie to actually express how he feels about the beat and wants to deliver it over towards the albums here. But it doesn't take away from Alfredo 2. It just basically puts more shine on Alfredo 1 and how unique and diverse it is in terms of how consistent it can be or how it is specifically. And yeah. But I'm going to give the dub here to Alfredo 1. They will have 1 point here. So we can move straight away over to Freddie's performance. I'm going to let you touch on this music corner guy. Please let me know how you rate his performance, what you think on both Alfredo 1 and 2.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I think with the performance, I'd give the rapping performance to Alfredo One. Alfredo One. I don't think there's any rapping performance quite on the level of a God is Perfect or a Baby Shit on Alfredo Two. Not to mention that even like the features themselves also, I thought did a better job at rapping in Alfredo One than in Alfredo Two. And also, like, I think the lyrics on Alfredo One are more heartfelt as well, like such as Skinny Shug. Skinny Shug is probably like the most emotional song in the entire Alfredo series, both Alfredo One and Alfredo Two. Like he raps, "Put a pistol to my head. I was way too scared, drunk off emotions. I'm drinking and taking these drugs because I can't numb the pain with smoking." And then he also says, "I pray Allah protect my soul. Lord, give me the strength to ignore the things I can't control." Like that is just like that is so heartfelt and sad and stuff. So I feel like, or like rapping wise, the performance wise, I'd definitely give it to Freddie Gibbs. But I feel like also when it comes to like the production wise as well, I feel like, well, I guess this is something that you can kind of like fit onto both albums. Like, I feel like Alchemist's production performance as well. I feel like he also did a really, really good job as well with like world building and the setting as well, especially with the song transitions of like the different voice recordings or like the conversations that you hear in between the albums of like between Fred and Al and like maybe his Yakuza friends or Yakuza enemies or some or or stuff like that. So yeah, the performance wise, okay, I must say with the rapping performance of Freddie Gibbs, it's definitely better on Alfredo One. With the production performance of Alchemist, I'ma definitely say Alfredo One as well, because the thing is, I did already say that the production is better there and stuff, but I guess maybe you can give Al a little bit more credit on Alfredo too for him, having to give a Japanese foreign aesthetic as well to that as well. But I feel like it wasn't very well executed because sometimes it just felt out of place in the entire record of the album for me. So I feel like Alfredo One overall had a better performance from Freddie and Alchemist. But what do you think, bro?
Yeah, from Alfredo 1, Freddy is a lot more aggressive. He seems pissed off, not really pissed off, but you can really tell like he's on a mission on Alfredo 1, where he may stumble, but he's still focused on the goal at hand with being a mafia boss and whatnot. But regardless, he seems a lot more hungry on this album. It's a lot more thought provoking. It gives you a lot of thoughts, something to think about in terms of what he is going through, and the production just blends together perfectly with what he's trying to speak about with the various songs given on the album, such as, God is Perfect. Look at Me doesn't really have that sort of edge, but it feels like a smooth transition towards something like a Frank Lucas, where it's a lot more sinister. You know, it's like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah,
It's very at awe. It's very at awe. It's very eerie, but in a
Mm.
very good and concise way, where it's delivered perfectly by Freddie. Now, this doesn't take away from Alfredo too. His impact, and his performance on the second album is a lot more introspective. It's a lot more smoother. You can tell like that he's a bit all over the place, sort of like being lost in the money that he's made from Alfredo One in terms of the scenario, the world building set out with both these albums. He's a bit more laxed within the second album, but he still has something to say in terms of what he needs to do and how he is absorbing his monies and his girls and whatever the case may be. Overall, I'm still gonna give the performance over to Alfredo One. Freddie did an impeccable job setting up the tone, setting up the story, giving an incredible performance in that album, and really making it feel scary, but in a good way. It's very weird to explain, but that is the feeling that you get when you listen to Alfredo One and really intake Freddie's performance. But yeah, it seems that the win there is also going to go to Alfredo One. That's going to be 2-0 there.
Mm.
We'll be moving on towards our next topic here. It's going to be the features, which I'd like to distinguish over. But Music Corner Guy, as always, I'd like for you to take it away.
Okay, just to like, sorry, I forgot to mention this when it came to the performance. There is no storytelling on Alfredo 2 that is as good as the storytelling on All Gas, like, period. Like, he lays on some vivid imagery of a shooting scene with his adversaries and some bystanders there on on All Gas on Alfredo 1. And I don't think he does, he tells a better, more gripping, interesting story on any of the tracks on Alfredo 2. Like, yeah, for me, All Gas is a better is the best storytelling cut on all of the songs in the Alfredo series. But yeah, when it comes to the features, quite frankly, it's not even a competition. Like, quite frankly, it's quite embarrassing just how badly the features on Alfredo One also defeat the features on Alfredo Two. Because in Alfredo Two, like what Tyler, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, Rick Ross, like they all just snapped on it. They all just did a hella immaculate job on this. Even like rappers that don't generally do that gangster mafioso type stuff like Tyler the Creator. He managed to get on something to rap about and gave like a hella gripping and a gripping performance, and like he made you like hang on like each and every one of his words and stuff. Like there isn't a single bad feature on Alfredo One. With Alfredo Two, however, okay, so there's Anderson Paak who was great. Then there's Larry June who was Then there was Jid who was also pretty great. So it's like the standout in this is obviously Larry June. He didn't hold his own very much on that album, and he like quite frankly you could have removed him from the album, and like I don't feel like you'd miss him. But I feel like if you removed like Tyler the Creator's feature, Benny the Butcher's feature, Connie the Machine's feature on thingy Alfredo One, like nah, it would feel like something is missing. I feel like they actually added to the album more and stuff. The only features that actually added to Alfredo Two for me are Anderson Park and Jid. Larry June for me didn't really stand out very much. So yeah, the features absolutely unequivocally go to Alfredo One as well, in my opinion. But what about you?
Yeah, this is a landslide. And nothing different to what you said. Alfredo One will definitely take the win in terms of the features. I mean, listening to a song like Scotty Beam and having Rick Ross's part come on. I mean, I remember back in the day, like back in the early 2010s, when a Rick Rock feature would come on, like from an example from a song on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye. Mbali, please remind me of the song.
Devil
It's
in a new
called The
dress.
Devil's
Devil in a new dress.
Devil in the Dress. Yes, just the whole vibe when Rick Ross comes in is it's very pleasing, and you know that you're getting some absolute bangers, some bars for days when he comes on. I mean, you have Benny the Butcher that absolutely kills it on Frank Lucas. It feels like him and Freddie are some type of a duo in this drug bust sort of scenario where things have gone wrong, but they ain't gonna stop. They going
Mm,
got niggas down. It just has that overall feeling. And Tyler on something to rap about. I mean, it's impeccable performance. I mean, this sounds like the boat I haven't bought yet. I mean,
mm.
you sort of get that sort of luxury rap that he gave on
Call
Call
me
Me
if you
If You
get
Get
lost.
Lost.
Yeah,
It's such a feel good song. I
yeah,
mean, the features on the first album here really stand out, and
yeah.
as opposed towards
Now
the
that I think
second
about it,
album.
sorry, just like a quick thing. Now that I think about it, like I feel like what you said like makes sense because it almost seems like since Alfredo One came up before Call Me If You Get Lost. Tyler's feature on Something to Rap About is kind of like a precursor to the stuff that he would be talking about on Call Me If You Get Lost. Yeah, so yeah.
That
Sorry,
is
sorry
true.
to
That is true. It's something
yeah,
no, no, it's all good. Something I haven't been actually thought about. That's a very good point,
yeah.
especially with him transitioning towards Call Me If You Get Lost. But nonetheless, speaking about Alfredo too, the features there are also good. I'm going to agree with the music corner guy here that Larry June's pretty much underperformed on Alfredo too. I'm gonna give praise to Anderson. I'm gonna give praise to JID. They did their job. They did it pretty well. I wouldn't say as well as like a Rick Ross or like a Tyler, or like a Benny from Alfredo One, but they still did pretty well with what they were given, especially with the production level that was provided by the Alchemist. But I really have to provide some thought over to Larry June. I mean, and I pointed it out on our review of the second album here. But his way of flowing can work, especially with working with the Alchemist. And initially, I mean, I saw him as a feature, and I was thinking, okay, I can't wait to get to the song. But by the time it was finished, it kind of felt like it didn't come. Like I heard his verse, I'm like, okay, it's Larry. But it wasn't anything crazy like what we got over on The Great Escape. It's disappointing in a way, given from what Larry has given, especially with him having some projects with the Alchemist here. But nonetheless, this is going to be a 3-0. It's basically a landslide now, but Alfredo one takes it. And we will go over to our last points here from both of the albums. Now, what basically stood out the most on this regard? The music corner guy, please do take it away. Please let me know what stood out. What were your favorite tracks? And yeah.
What stood out the most for me? Stood out the most for me from Alfredo One. I feel like I already mentioned everything that I loved about it. Joe. I really loved the world building. I loved the production. I really loved the rapping. I really loved just how it just sucked you into this world and stuff. This gangster mafia world that Freddie and Al created. But yeah, my favorite tracks, yo, Baby Shit, I love Baby Shit. Baby Shit is such a fire song. Look at Me, I love God is Perfect. I like 1985 as well. I could pretty much just like name the entire track list, but yeah, let me just say top three tracks: Baby Shit, God is Perfect, and Look at Me. What about you?
Yeah, the standouts on both of the albums are displayed here on my side as well. I think there is a lot more on Alfredo One, which will take the other win, in my opinion. There's songs like Scotty Beam, Look at Me, sorry, Something to Rap About, Baby Shit. I mean, these songs go hard, man, especially Baby Shit. I mean, the music guy or the music corner guy and I can relate on that song. It's just impeccable.
Mm,
But it's not to give away, like I said, it's not to give away from Alfredo 2. It's still a great listen. I mean, you have songs like 1995, you have Lemon Pepper Steppers, uh, Shangri-La, Gold Feet. I mean, it's loaded as well with some pretty great songs. It's nothing to sleep at. There's more songs there. Honestly, if I could put all the songs that I really liked, it's gonna be a long list. So I just wanted to pick a few that would be distinguished. But still the highs on Alfredo one are just way too big for Alfredo to fit in. It tries to do its level best on that regard, and it executes itself pretty well. And obviously, it doesn't overtake it, but it does what it can, and it's still good. It still sits with you. But Alfredo one is a generational listen, in my opinion, and
facts.
these songs are just utter, just utter, it puts me at awe. Honestly,
Mm,
it puts me at awe. Every time I listen to it, it's always a vibe. But nonetheless, both great albums.
yeah.
But it seems, with this landslide, Alfredo one takes the win here. Don't get me wrong; they both have replay value. So
Mm,
you can listen to this. I see myself bumping Alfredo two for years to come.
same here.
Alfredo one is still in my listening rotation on this regard. But we're just gonna have to give the win over to Alfredo One. It's done its job very well. And if or I should hope when Alfredo 3 comes out, that they can take a lot more inspiration from Alfredo 1 while sprinkling something here and there from Alfredo 2 to make something unique and
Mm.
something that we can listen to. But please just give me your final thoughts on what you thought about this competition here with Alfredo 1 winning. And yeah.
But yeah, okay. So for me, I think Alfredo one. Okay, Alfredo 2 doesn't surpass Alfredo 1 simply because Alfredo 1 is a really hard album to beat. It's just too, for me it could be the best rap album of the 2020s. I don't know, Call Me If You Get Lost, something sometimes I might be introvert as well, could be up there, but like yeah. Alfredo 1 is just it's just too hot, too difficult of an album to beat. But like yeah, okay, I feel like let's cap this battle off with a tracklist battle. I feel like yeah, let's just compare all the tracks, track for track from Alfredo 1 versus the first 10 tracks, since there's 14 tracks on Alfredo 2. The first 10 tracks of Alfredo 2 versus all the tracks from Alfredo 1. So yeah, let's do this. You can pull up Alfredo 1, I'll pull up Alfredo 2.
All right, not a problem. Now, our first battle, 1985 versus 1995. I'm gonna start with 1985, man. It's the guitar, the drums that go in, Freddie's performance, the overall vibe. It sets the tone for Alfredo One, in my opinion, and it really goes so hard. I mean, Alfredo Two does its best with 1995 because it pretty much does the same thing with as it does as with the 1985 on the first album. But what the first album does that the second album doesn't is basically the world building. um Music corner guy, you touched in the fact in terms of the production with the Alchemist basically being limited towards Alfredo 2 having this Japanese setting, whereas Alfredo 1 has a more diverse length for it to pick on. So
Mm.
you wouldn't really expect a guitar riff on a gangster album, but it
Mm.
sounds good. It sounds cohesive. It sounds unique
Sounds
towards
gangster.
what the story is. It sounds gangster, you feel me?
Mm.
And yeah, I'm honestly gonna go with 1985 and Bali.
Yeah, same here. I'd definitely pick 1985. It's such a cold opening, such a fire intro for me. It's like one of the best rap intros of this decade so far. Definitely, it's just I really love that riff and stuff. It's like it just sucks me into the world immediately. You know what I mean? Just like the second I put it on and hear that bam bam thing, just I'm like yo yeah. But also so I kind of see why maybe Alchemist wanted to replicate that feeling with a 1995, since there's also like a guitar riff sample there as well. I'm sure maybe he wanted to, kind of recapture that magic that he did with 1985 and stuff. But I don't think he quite gets it, even though 1995 is an amazing track as well. I just think 1985 is better. But yeah, round two, Mar-a-Lago versus the second one
God is perfect.
yeah, Mar-a-Lago versus God is Perfect. What would you pick?
All right, yes. I'm gonna go with God is Perfect here. Mar-a-Lago is still a great song. It flows really well coming from 1995, but I feel like God is Perfect is more of a seamless transition from 1985 because since the world has been set through 1985, now you're dropped into it. Now it's a matter of like, okay, which direction do we go now? We know what the general vibe is going to be now, but this is
Mm.
where the album is basically establishing where it's going to take off from here. And an amazing performance from Freddie on this song. Alchemist still does his job. I'm going to go with God is Perfect. Music corner guy, what are you going to go with?
Yeah, okay, so for me, yeah, it's definitely God is Perfect. I already mentioned earlier in the vid that, yeah, God is Perfect is one of my favorites from the album. Like, yeah, it's definitely God is Perfect. Mar-a-Lago does do a good job of, like, the setting, putting you in Japan and stuff with the album. But God is Perfect as a song just works out better. It's such a hard track. It's one of Freddie's hardest tracks ever and stuff. He talks about, shooting people and stuff, and he says the dude should have worn a diaper because he left his drawers full of shit and stuff. Like just some funny stuff here and there as well. It just sounds so gangster and hard and stuff. It goes hard in the whip as well. It's just produced so well. I love the beat too and stuff. But like yeah, for me it's definitely God is Perfect. But yeah, round three, Lemon Pepper Steppers versus I think it's Scotty Beam, right? The third track on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scotty B. Now, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm torn. I'm torn between this one. Lemon Pepper Stepper is my favorite song on Alfredo 2. Scotty Beam is not my favorite song on Alfredo 1, but it's still amazing. You've heard what I've said about it. You've heard what I'd have to give on Scotty Beam. Picking a winner here. I'm gonna make things interesting. I'm gonna pick Lemon Pepper Stepper.
Really?
Just to give Alfredo two just a little bit of a win. You know, we've been praising Alfredo one the entire time. I
Yeah.
think let's give a little bit of a win to Alfredo two. It deserves it. It definitely does. I mean, most probably the best rap album of this year. Um, and the song itself is just so angelic. It's performed very well. But yeah, this one is a very hard one. I feel like going Scotty Beam. I'm not going to lie. It's one of my favorites from the first album, but I'm gonna go with Lemon Pepper Stepper with this one. But yeah, music guy, what are you gonna go with?
Okay, so for me, I'm gonna go Scotty Beam. Okay, like it's crazy how like this entire video, just like every single fight between Alfredo one and Alfredo two, I've been picking Alfredo one. It's just I don't know. I don't want to make Alfredo two look bad. It is a great album, but like nah, it's just Alfredo one is just that much better. It's just sorry that Alfredo one is stopping on Alfredo two or whatever, because there might be people watching who think Alfredo two is better, but for me, nah, Scotty Beam for sure. It kicks Lemon Pepper Steppers' ass. I really love the luxurious feel of it. I really love the Rick Ross feature as well on it. Like now, for me, it's 100% Scotty Beam. Scotty Beam is such an amazing track. Now, round four, it seems like this is a fan favorite already on Alfredo 2. But Ensalada versus Look at Me on
Look
Alfredo.
at yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with "Look at Me." The song is stuck in my head, man. I'll be like, "Look at me, mother effer, look at me." Yeah, like it's very catchy. It's very catchy. It's very simple. It's straight to the point. I mean, it's basically like I've got a target on my back, but what are you gonna do about it?
Mm.
That's the sort of vibe I get from the song, and uh, it doesn't give anything away towards Enchilada. I mean, it's still a great song. Anderson Parker's hook is very, very good. I really enjoyed his performance on Ensalada and what he did on the second album there. But Look at Me is just stuck in my head. There's no way I'm gonna retract that. I'm gonna go with Look at Me. What you gonna pick?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely Look at Me. It's definitely Look at Me. Ensalada is great and stuff, but like now Look at Me too is just such a heavenly ass song, dude. I feel like I'm on a cloud when I listen to it. Just that I really love that vocal sample to that look at me thing, and just like it's just it's one of those songs that I just I listen to just like chill out and stuff. But like Ensalada is great as well. It is a standout for Alfredo too, but yeah, just Look at Me just puts me on a cloud. So I'm gonna definitely give it to Look at Me. Now, track five. What's track five of Alfredo one again?
So we got Frank Lucas versus Empanadas.
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah,
what
we
would you
got
pick?
that. I'm gonna go with Frank Lucas, guys. Now I promise this is not a boring video, guys. But it's not, guys. It just speaks to how great Alfredo One is. I mean, Frank Lucas is the most intimidating song on
Mm.
this album. Like I said before, it's basically Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butcher together having a shootout against whatever force it could be. It could be against the cops, it could be against their rival gangsters, whatever the case may be. It's like they're actually attacking back, and they're actually coming with a force. They're not backing down. That's what this song generally gives. Empanadas is a great song as well. It's a bit more mellowed down. Like I said, in terms of what Alfredo 2 gives off, it just doesn't have that same hunger as the first album did, in my opinion, on this regard. This is mainly why we are picking a majority, if not everything, for Alfredo 1 instead of 2. But Empanadas does its job. I'm just gonna go with Frank Lucas on this one. But what are you gonna pick?
Yeah, quite frankly, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I'm actually gonna go with Empanadas. I think Empanadas is better than Frank Lucas. I love Frank Lucas as well. It really is like the grittiest song on the entire album, but like I just love that bass line from Empanadas. Like it's such an earworm that gets stuck in my head. But yeah, for me, I'm actually gonna go with Empanadas. Empanadas. No shade to Frank Lucas though, but Empanadas actually takes it for me. Now, track six. Something to rap
All
about.
right.
The Skinny Shook too.
Skinny Shook too. Oof, this one is probably the hardest. Because Skinny Shook too, it just has this emotional drive from Freddie, and what he struggles with, despite him being quote unquote a bad person throughout these albums. You can really see the toll and struggle that he goes through, especially with gaining all the riches that he could, being the antagonist per se of the album on this regard. Whereas something to rap about, like I said, gives off that very lush and luxury rap from both Freddie Gibbs and Tyler. I'm gonna go with something to rap about.
Yeah, quite frankly, yeah, for me it's just it's something trap about as well, just like your dude. There's something trap about it makes me just want to grind and get a boat or something. Maybe we should start selling crack too or something, bro. Just to like get rich, get a boat and stuff, start shooting niggas. But like yeah, for me, I'm gonna definitely go with something trap about. I really love Tyler's feature on there as well. Skinny Sugar 2 is good, but like nah, something trap about is something else really. One of the best luxury rap songs of this decade for sure. Then number seven, Baby Shit versus Feeling. What are you picking?
Yeah, this one is a no-brainer. It's gonna be Baby Shit. Baby Shit is my favorite song on the Alchemist one. With the
Oh,
amount of
no.
praise that we have given the album, it's not even a question. It's not a debate. It's not something I need to think about. It's going to be Baby Shit for me. Music guy. I assume you're gonna go with Baby Shit as well.
Yeah, you assume correctly. It's definitely Baby Shit. Baby Shit. It's definitely Baby Shit. One of Freddie's best flows, one of Freddie's best rapping performances ever. One of the most unique beats in rap history to be like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of any beat like that. It's just such a mesmerizing beat and stuff. I also really love that outro clip in the end as well. It's just, like I always just, speak along with that weirdo at the end that hates black people and sells crack in Harlem, whatever. It's just like it's just one of the hardest outros in the entire track list. But for me, yeah, I really really love Baby Shit Dog. Feeling it's also a pretty good song, but like nah, lyrical content wise, nah. They talk about topics that I don't particularly care too much about, just women and hoes, I guess. Like, yeah, I do like women, I guess, but not like, in the context that's, Freddie's rapping about, I guess, yeah. But yeah, for me,
Facts. Facts.
yeah, for me, it's definitely Baby Shit over Feeling. Then number eight, what's the eighth track of Alfredo one again?
We got Babies and Fools versus I Still Love Her. Now, I'm gonna pay homage over to Carmen here and pick I Still Love Her. This is a very angelic song. You can really tell a lot of feelings that Freddie put out towards this song in particular. He's really, pouring it out here and taking inspiration, obviously, with this being a reiteration from Common Song as well. I'm gonna have to go with I Still Love Her. Very impeccable, very great song. What are you gonna pick over though?
I'm also gonna go with I Still Love Her. It's such a chill, sweet song. I really, really do like Babies and Fools and stuff. I thought Conway did a fire job on that track, but nah, for me, I Still Love Her. It's also a standout track from Alfredo 2 for me. It's just such a sweet sounding production on it, and like yeah, for me, I Still Love Her over Babies and Fools. Now, ninth track. Skinny Shug versus Shangri-La. What you picking?
Yeah. Another landslide here, but this is actually gonna go to Shangri-La here. This is Skinny Sugar is still a great song. It gives the same sort of vibe, but from that gangster feel in terms of what Freddie gives in terms of that vulnerability and him, taking so much substances and feeling at his lowest low point. Whereas Shangri-La, it has more of an upbeat feeling here,
Mm.
but the production is sort of it's more uplifting on the song, which I can sort of relate over to one of the best songs
Alfredo too.
from Alfredo 2, in my opinion. Yeah, really really enjoyed. I'm gonna give it over to Alfredo 2. But what have you picked from your end?
Yeah, here I was low key conflicted because Skinny Shug is one of the more heartfelt songs on Alfredo One. In fact, the entire Alfredo One series. But like, just I feel like just musically speaking, I like Shangri-La more. I like the beat from Shangri-La more, and the rapping on Shangri-La is also really really stellar and stuff. The lyrical content, I guess, is not nothing too deep, I guess. But like, yeah, I guess the only up that Skinny Shit gets over Shangri-La for me, it's a lyrical content. It really is such a sweet, heartfelt song. But I know that I definitely will revisit Shangri-La more. I just love the beat, the flow, and stuff. Just like as a song, as an overall song, I like Shangri-La more. So I think I'm gonna pick Shangri-La over Skinny Shit. I know this might be a crazy take, but yeah, that's just me. Shangri-La over Skinny Shit. Now, last track, All Glass versus Gas Station Sushi. What are you picking?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick all glass on this one, and I wanted to point out that all glass, very good song. It's probably the lowest point of the first album for me, but that's just a testament to how good it is. I mean, that whole perspective of being in a shootout, and I really love that Breaking Bad reference at the end when Walter White finally, gets his first drug deal, and he intimidates the guy. But that's a story for another time. Nonetheless, All Glass really encloses the album out perfectly in terms of what it is. It feels like Freddie having his last stance before going all out, basically, whether it be out with the bang or whether it be a return on that regard. I'm gonna have to give the win over to All Glass. What is your thoughts on the lost song versus gas station sushi?
Quite frankly, for me, it's pretty easily all glass. I don't really like gas station sushi. It's my least favorite of Alfredo 2. And Alfredo and all glass has like one of the best storytelling cuts on the entire Alfredo series for me. So it'll definitely easily be all glass. But yeah, nonetheless, guys, that concludes our tracklist battle. For me, it was one, two, three. Jeez, okay, so I guess it was seven for
Mine was
Alfredo.
82.
Yeah, it was seven
Yeah,
for
mine was
Alfredo.
82.
Mm. Seven for
Mm.
Alfredo one,
So yes,
three for Alfredo two for me. So yeah, quite a landslide of a victory for Alfredo one. But yeah, guys, nonetheless, you've heard our thoughts and stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you feel free to disagree with us. Tell us if you agree with us. Maybe you think Alfredo 2 is better. Maybe you haven't listened to it yet, and maybe hopefully we haven't turned you off from Alfredo 2 by how badly it lost to Alfredo 1. But guys, Alfredo 2 is still an immaculate album. I gave it an S, an A plus or an S earlier this week, but like yeah, it really is a fantastic album that you should definitely check it out. It only lost to Alfredo 1 because Alfredo 1 is just that good. But yeah, nonetheless, guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. It really, really does help us. Share the video if you want. Help us attract more viewers. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter or X, follow us on TikTok. Subscribe once again, please. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. This has been the TMC guy here, Rossi up here. Hope you enjoyed the video and peace.